Salut tout le monde, nouvelle vidéo cette semaine, un peu particulière, qui est un peu malaisante pour moi, mais qui va vraiment être cool sur le contenu. Je le sais parce que j'ai déjà tourné, j'ai déjà fait l'interview, vous l'avez vu dans le titre avec qui c'est. Si vous le connaissez pas, c'est André BANDARRA himself, c'est un des pionniers de YouTube parapente, on va dire, qui est portugais, qui vit au Portugal et qui fait tout son contenu en anglais, lui et Gemma, avec sa nana, sa chérie. J'ai eu la chance donc de rentrer en contact avec lui, de lui proposer de faire les interviews comme j'en ai fait un petit peu avant avec Jason, Félix et Hugo. Et il a dit oui. Donc c'est vachement cool, je m'y attendais pas. Mais ça m'a un peu mis devant le fait accompli parce qu'il allait falloir faire une interview en anglais.
Oh, I will do this. It's easy.
De A à Z, hein. Et mettre tous les sous-titres pour vous en vidéo. Alors, très sincèrement, j'en ferai pas toutes les semaines des comme ça, parce que les sous-titres, ça m'a pris, vous savez pas combien de temps à faire. Vous allez le voir, et je vous demande beaucoup d'indulgence. Il y a sûrement des fautes d'orthographe, peut-être même des fautes de frappe, des choses comme ça dans la vidéo. J'ai essayé de faire le plus attention possible, et c'est quelque chose qui est très important pour moi. Mais au bout d'un moment, c'était plus gérable, et j'avais la tête qui allait exploser. Donc c'est possible que vous tombiez sur un petit peu de fautes d'orthographe, je m'en excuse. Mais en tout cas, voilà, André va nous raconter quelques souvenirs, vous allez voir, il a des anecdotes qui sont quand même carrément dingues et qui sont vraiment cool. J'ai découvert un spot de parapente grâce à lui. Pouh, ça a l'air fou. Dès que j'ai un peu de sous, je peux vous dire que ça part là-bas. Et dès que j'ai encore un peu d'autres sous, je peux vous dire que ça part voler au Portugal avec lui. Parce que oui, comme je l'ai dit, il vole au Portugal toute l'année. Magique. Petite parenthèse avant que ça commence, vous allez voir, c'est un truc vraiment cool pour vous. Si vous aimez les vidéos et si vous aimez le parapente, je vais vous faire gagner quelque chose. Et ce quelque chose, c'est... Oh, c'est beau ça. Ça, c'est beau ça. C'est peut-être flou, je vais le mettre là, ça va être moins flou. C'est la dernière chase cam de chez Skybeam qui se déplie toute seule, là, tout ça, qui est hyper safe, ils ont un nouveau système de sécurité dessus, qui est plus stable, qui est plus joli aussi. Il n'y a plus besoin de se faire chier à faire tout le montage avec. Je vais vous faire une petite séquence b-roll, hein, vous allez voir, ça va être kiffant. Donc je vous fais gagner ça avant, je pense, fin mai en vidéo, on verra comment on peut voler d'ici là. Mais ce sera dans la vidéo où justement je vais faire un essai, je vais l'essayer de A à Z sur la sécurité, sur les performances, sur ce que ça vaut selon moi. Et vous allez voir que je serai assez objectif, j'ai déjà quelques petites critiques en tête par rapport à ça. Donc je serai totalement transparent avec vous et je peux l'être. Donc ça c'est cool. Et donc dans cette vidéo-là, je vous en ferai gagner un des modèles de cette nouvelle chase cam qui va de la GoPro, si je dis pas de conneries, je vous corrigerai ça à l'écran si jamais, mais c'est de la GoPro 5 à la GoPro 8, il me semble. Ils ont les adaptateurs qui vont pour toutes ces GoPro-là. Donc voilà, abonnez-vous pour être sûr de ne pas rater ça. Vu que je vous le ferai gagner en vidéo, il ne faut pas rater la vidéo. Et puis n'hésitez pas à venir me suivre sur Instagram, je suis hyper heureux. Aujourd'hui même, au moment où je tourne ça, il y a quelques minutes, on a passé les 1000 abonnés. YouTube, on est à un petit peu plus de 3500, il me semble. Instagram, on est à plus de 1000 maintenant, enfin on est à 1000. C'est hyper cool. Je veux prendre un moment pour encore une fois tous vous remercier parce que ça m'ouvre des opportunités hyper intéressantes. C'est une expérience humaine qui est géniale. C'est vraiment super, surtout en cette période compliquée pour tout le monde, d'avoir quelque chose à partager avec les gens. Ça va permettre de se sentir quand même moins seul, passer ces journées enfermées à la maison. Bref, je suis en train de m'étaler. Kiffez bien la vidéo, c'est en anglais, vous moquez pas trop de moi, mais vous avez le droit quand même. Et puis surtout, dites-moi, je vous mets un petit sondage juste là, si vous connaissiez déjà André avant d'avoir vu cette vidéo. Donc si vous suivez un petit peu ce qui se fait sur YouTube à l'international et pas que en français, je serais assez curieux de savoir le pourcentage de gens qui regardent mes vidéos et qui regardent aussi les siennes. Parce que comme vous le verrez dans la vidéo, on va probablement, certainement se prévoir un truc tous les deux. Bref, allez, profitez bien et à la semaine prochaine, normalement au vol. On croise les doigts.
Salut, moi c'est Jules. Chaque semaine, je vais partager avec...
Stop. On en a plein le cul. Salut, moi c'est Jules. Chaque semaine. Non, c'est bon là. Cette intro, elle est vue et revue. J'en peux plus. Je pense que vous devez en avoir bien ras-le-bol aussi. Donc, si vous connaissez pas la chaîne, si vous découvrez, je fais du parapente, je fais des interviews, blablabla, regardez la vidéo, abonnez-vous, tout ça. Et puis, je reviendrai avec une nouvelle intro. Bisous.
Cool.
All good?
Yes.
So, yeah, like I was saying, maybe some of the people who watch my channel don't know you, since in France, not a lot of people speak English. Can you maybe introduce yourself a little bit?
Salut tout le monde. My name is Andre, or Andre. I do videos on YouTube. I started flying about 5 years ago, and before I was flying paragliders, I was doing a lot of stuff to do with mechanical engineering and building stuff and flying stuff in general. So yeah, I've been flying paragliders for a little while, and I have a special interest in anything that moves, inventions, and yeah, a way to do things that we wouldn't normally do. So thanks for having me on your channel.
Oh, you're welcome. Thanks to you. That's something we can see in your channel and in your Instagram as well. There is a lot of experiments. You're trying to build things all the time.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
nice.
just now we started building a lot of these for the little windsocks for the people that support us on Patreon, and we
Nice.
wanted to some kind of like add a symbol to it. So I don't know if I have it here. I have it over there, but I've made a little 3D printed like logo.
Nice.
So now it can go into some ink,
Yeah.
and then with the ink it goes on this like a stamp.
Like a stamp, yeah.
So it's, you know, just every day try to make something new and practice something different.
Stay busy during the lockdown, right?
Yeah, exactly.
'Cause-
Which has just been lifted here. So
Oh.
obviously you're watching this in the future, but
Yeah.
this is the Monday the 4th of May, which is progressively getting lifted, the lockdown in Portugal. So it's too windy today, but tomorrow looks nice, so we're gonna try to fly a little bit with some
Lucky you.
being more careful than normal, but
Sure.
getting back into it.
Because it's pretty much the same for you, I think, in Portugal. You've been in the lockdown for about 2 months, right?
Yes, yeah. I think we started lockdown a little bit before as well,
Okay.
just because we could see from the numbers that it was going to be bad.
Yeah.
But Portugal didn't get hit too badly because we have a lot less population as well. So our numbers are okay. So we're gonna try to continue to do well, be cautious, and get back to flying soon.
Nice. Yeah, because we didn't talk about that, but you live in Portugal. You fly in Portugal all the year. That's where you live.
Yes, here where we live, it's Nazaré. It's 1 hour north of Lisbon on the coast, and it's very well known for the biggest wave in the world.
Yeah.
And it has something like 30-meter wave. It's ridiculous.
Wow.
But it's also very good for flying because the wind here is almost always northwest, and this piece of coast is northwest facing. So I think someone calculated that one of our takeoffs is the best takeoff for more flying days in Portugal.
Wow.
With around 300 days flyable.
I'm jealous.
Which I don't know if it's true, but it's definitely because it's like bowl shaped.
Yeah.
So if it's from bang on, it's good. But if it's a little bit from one side or a little bit from the other, it still works.
You
So
can
it's our
still fly.
favorite side.
Wow. I'm jealous because I'm in the Alps, so next to close to Annecy. I think you flew there already.
Yeah, for my SIV.
It's not the same here. During the winter, obviously you can't really fly like
hard.
you can cross or anything like that. And we have a pretty tedious weather, I should say.
Yeah. Well, when it gets better, you should come and visit.
I will. So
It's,
you know what?
the good thing about Portugal, especially from France, is cheap flights. It's very cheap to stay and have good food, which you French guys are used to good food.
Exactly.
And wine. So just come and we can fly around for a few days, maybe an extended weekend. So it's 3-4 days is not super hard for work and stuff.
Exactly.
So, it'll be nice to see them fly together. And, take some videos.
I hope we will. So anyway, do you know why I invited you today on the channel?
No idea.
Okay.
I like to go into it blind.
That's cool. That's a good thing. So since the lockdown started in France, every week I try to interview pilots, and I ask him 2 questions, only 2, you'll see.
Okay.
It's what's your best memory and what's your worst memory?
Right.
Okay, because there is something a little bit tricky. If I ask you good memories, you can speak, I think, for like 3 hours straight, okay?
Yeah.
So I just want you to pick one. And what I usually say is, imagine you were in Back to the Future, the movie, okay? You have the car and you can go back to only one time, one flight, okay?
Like
Take all the time you want.
I'm sure all the
to
pilots do this, but I have a lot of good ones.
Obviously.
But I'm gonna go for a good one that is maybe, it's not the longest flight, it's not cross country, it's not any records or anything. But it was, I think I was a very new pilot. Maybe I was 20 hours or so, and I was still flying a Mojo 1,
Okay.
which was very old already when I got it out of school because I didn't have any money. I paid like 400 euros for it. I'm not sure if it was that good. And I went on my first paragliding trip to the Azores, which are some islands in the middle of the Atlantic that are part of Portugal.
Okay.
But these islands are amazing because they're obviously volcanic islands, but it looks like Jurassic Park. The cliffs are really, really steep and covered in green, very thick forest, grass. It's beautiful. The food there is beautiful. The people are it's like a better version of Portugal, even more. Anyway, so they do a thing there called the Concentração de Parapente de São Miguel, or Festival, I think it's festival.
Okay.
And it's basically around 100, 200 people, half of them are pilots, that come together with their families to just fly for a week in this beautiful Jurassic Park island. And I actually have a video for that from back in the day before I had a YouTube channel, so I'll have to find it. But basically the flight there's a place called Lagoa das Sete Cidades, which is basically, imagine a volcano that is not very high, but it's very big in diameter, but it's not very high. So it has like a rim, and it's sea on the outside, and inside there's a lagoon.
Okay.
And you fly from the edge. So because the wind comes over the lagoon and it's very big, the wind is very smooth, it's not too turbulent, but then it hits the side of the volcano and it's kind of like almost straight up. So you take off from the top and there's lift everywhere, super smooth. And the views are just amazing. So being like a 20-hour pilot with this crappy little thing, it was just absolutely amazing. And the views, and I got to cloud base for the first time because there was some little thermals. There was some really friendly acro guys from Acro Canarias flying around and doing some crazy stuff next to me, and then one came and landed on top of my wing. So kind of like very gently approaching and kind of sitting on it, and then I was scared and I flew away because I didn't know what was going to happen. I don't know how to full stall if I need to. So it was just amazing, and flew for 2 hours, and then at the end landed next to the lake at the bottom. There was someone selling bifanas from like a truck, like a bread with meat inside and a beer. So I had that, and then you have a free ride back to the top and fly for another 2 hours. Wow. It was just ridiculous. You know where it is? Is where Jean-Baptiste did his weightless video. You know the entry shot where it goes.
Yeah.
It's there, right?
Okay, that's good
the place.
To know.
In fact, I did a little bit of soaring cross country where I went left, and it was about 10, maybe not 10K, like 5K that you managed to follow the ridge and then cross over to that point where he took off from, tagged it, and then came back and all the way back to the landing, which is on the other side of the volcano. So I was like,
and you only had 20 hours of paragliding.
Yeah, but other people were doing it too. Like it wasn't super hard. It was just I'll send you the track because I think I have the track log, and you'll see actually it's not that far, but the views are just amazing.
Yeah, that's the landscape, that's the vibe that you had at this time that made it crazy.
Yeah, and you were a little bit scared to take off because it was a little bit strong, and you weren't sure about all the people, but then once you're in the air, you're just like, wow, this is what flying is about.
Were you already comfortable with reverse lunge, or?
Yeah, in the UK, almost all the times we have to fly with wind because the hills were very small, and I learned to fly in the UK, and I used to live in the UK. All the hills are very small, so the only way to fly is with quite a bit of wind. So it's 99% of launches are reverse. But you guys in the Alps, very often you go for top to bottoms, no wind, you have to forward launch.
When we learn in French, when you start to paraglide, you don't even learn the reverse lunge at school. It's only the straight with the wing in the back. And what about bad memories? So for the bad memories, it doesn't have to be something dramatic, It doesn't have to end with an accident or something. It's just some time where you didn't feel comfortable. Yeah,
there's two that jump to mind. But if I can only pick one, it's one that maybe I was 5 hours old.
Really
and
young.
Again, nothing bad happened because I had an accident at the same time, which I didn't have a single scratch. I landed in a tree and it was fine. I know the mistake I made is fine. But the other one, which also nothing bad happened, but I remember all the time because I learned a lot from it, is I was still very new, and my parents live on the very northeast corner of Portugal in the middle of nowhere. There's no people, there's a few mountains, and there's no pilots that fly there really. So I had this dream of going back home and flying there. And the only mountain kind of close by that we have is very shallow, so it's not like this, it's kind of like this. Okay. So you don't have a lot of angle to take off and glide. But I tried it anyway, and it wasn't a proper takeoff. It had wind turbines, there wasn't a lot of wind. I didn't think properly ahead of where I was going to land, and looking at the landing site from next to the landing site, to look for hazards and stuff like that. And there were some friends there, and there was some pressure. I was nervous, and I did it anyway. And it was I don't know, 1 minute flight, maybe not even that. And it was really bad because there was some turbulence, and there was no landing basically. As I was going down, I was like, oh shit, as I took off, immediately I was like, wait, I shouldn't be here. What am I doing? This is, I don't know if I was still on that crappy mojo that can't, it can't glide for anything. So I was like, I'm going to end up in the trees. And then I thought, oh, maybe the trees won't be so bad. But then I thought, oh no, it's because I got some sink and then some lift. And I thought, maybe I can glide the trees. But then everywhere around was trees. And there was 1 or 2 fields, farmer fields in the middle that were kind of small, like less than a lot less than a football field, maybe like 30 by 20, or very small. Wow. And it had houses on one side, an electricity post on the other, an electricity post across. Wow. And this was back in the day that I don't know my stall point, I don't know how to land into tight spaces. I'm like 5-hour pilot. I was like, what the hell? So I was like, yeah, really bad, shouldn't have done it. Somehow I've managed to, and it was downhill as well. Okay. So it wasn't even flat or uphill, it was downhill. To land downhill, you waste a lot more space. Yeah. So I kind of had to go around, almost touch the wires and turn, because I needed to be very close to not overfly and go into the trees. So go very close on this side to the wires, and then on that side go very close to the trees, and then kind of try to put it in. And it looked great. It was a great landing and everything. No one got hurt. My friends were like, that was awesome. And I was like, that was not awesome. I was like, that was shit. I shouldn't have done that. And I never did that again. And, now, of course, I have more hours. I'm not a super experienced pilot. A lot of people think I have loads of experience. I only have 200 hours. I've been flying for 4 or 5 years, but I really don't have that many hours. I have a lot of hours on the ground. Yeah, but you might not have a lot of hours in the air, but you have a ton of hours in, like you say, ground handling, and you did like maybe 10 times more takeoff and landing than other people. I have around 800 flights. Yeah. Maybe more, but yeah, not a lot of hours in those flights, because here at the coast especially, I really like the takeoff and land and takeoff and land and takeoff and land. And that's really that's a good formation. I mean, you learn a lot by doing that. Yeah, for sure, and it's fun as well. Yeah. It's a different type of challenge, because I've flown 5 hours, 130 kilometers before in the flatlands in the UK, and it's very hard and it's mentally difficult, but it's more about decision making and concentration and this and that, the other. And flying here and landing on a electricity pole or a telegraph pole, I think they call it, and try to balance yourself on there. It's more feeling rather than cerebral decision making. So yeah, it's but anyway, that was my bad story, that nothing bad happened, but I was like, but and you still think about it every day? Well, I not still every day, think about it because it felt to me, there was a couple experiences like that when I was just starting out that I thought I really learned a really good lesson for free, because I could have broken a leg, a lot of bad stuff could have happened, so I thought I must learn from this, because otherwise I won't get lucky every time. Yeah. There was the time I landed in a tree. Yeah. It was a good one, because I've learned a lot and paid a very small price. But basically it was actually near Lisbon, And I really wanted to get more airtime because I would kept bottom landing. I don't know, I was 10-hour pilot, I don't know. There's a video for that as well that I must find. And from that video, I stopped recording my flights for like 2 years because I thought it's too much GoPros and this, that. I just need to learn how to fly first and stop filming and then think about what to do. Because you will know if you fly and film that it takes up half of your mind is gone. You're flying with half a brain. But basically the problem was I took off, again, very shallow, trees, difficult, no thermals, light wind. And I was going down slowly and I got a bubble. And I just got my Vario for the first time and I heard it go beep, beep, beep. So I was like, ooh, this is those thermals that people talk about. I must catch this because look at them, they're all doing great and I'm going down, what the hell? So there was some bubbles and I was like, oh, I'll try this. And then I think, oh, I remember some people said you do 360s instead of just doing like this. You go around all the way. So I went around all the way and it went beep, beep, beep. But then what I didn't realize at the time that I was going up for some of it and I was going down for the rest of it even more. So my overall, with every turn, I was getting lower, not higher. But I was like, this is great. So on the second or third turn, I came so close to the trees that I had quite a bit of bank on and that wing just sunk a lot as well. Obviously pilot error, but the wing also didn't help. And I thought, oh shit. So I'm really close to the trees and close to the terrain and I start hitting the trees with my legs and start putting more brake on, kind of like flaring at the tree top height so I don't keep smashing into trees. And at one point, it felt like I was gonna be able to fly away, but it was just too shallow. It wasn't steep enough. It was too shallow that I hit more and more trees, got slower and slower until the point that I fully, buried the brakes when I was at the height of the trees and I fell down into the trees.
Okay.
And the lucky thing was the trees were a lot taller than what they looked. And the glider went forward and caught on a tree and below it, I just went boom.
Yeah, you were hanging below the tree.
Yeah, and it was really soft, like doing. And it was fine. I didn't have a single scratch. As soon as that happened, I was like, I can't believe I landed in a tree. And then I remember my instructor saying, whenever you land in a tree, don't get off the harness. Because it's usually not landing in a tree that hurts you, it's trying to get off the tree that hurts you. So it's like, all right, this is terrible, but I'm okay. No scratches, no blood, good. Oh, I remember, do not get off the harness. I looked at the ground and the ground was like half a meter away from my harness. So I was like, oh, it's okay.
Maybe I can.
Unclipped, jump off. When I jumped off, the harness went ping, went flying up because of the weight. Wasn't there. In the end, we spent 4 hours cutting and chopping 3 trees. I took the wing home in a bowl full of leaves and twigs and everything inside. There wasn't a single scratch. There wasn't a rip in the wing, and no lines were broken. And I was flying the day after.
Wow!
So I was so lucky.
Yeah.
And obviously the mojo was good for something, right?
Yeah.
It was super thick material, really thick lines. But yeah, it was another one of those that I thought. Actually, looking at the video afterwards, I was like, there was a huge rock that I missed that I didn't see by. I don't know, I missed it by this much.
Wow.
And afterwards I was like, right, I really need to change what I'm doing.
Yeah, the thing is, experience like that give you experience actually. It's like, if it ends well and you take the lesson of it, it's really good for the future. It makes you a better pilot.
Yeah. Well, either makes you a better pilot, or if you don't learn the lesson, it'll make you a dead pilot eventually. So you better take the lesson.
And what do you think about ANSI? Did you like your SIV over there?
Oh, I loved it. I did it with Flyo, with Malin, and it was awesome. I really want to go back and do more. I just haven't had the time or especially the money to do it. Yeah. But I want to go there with Gemma as well when she has a few more hours. I'd recommend it to anyone that can take off and land safely. If you think you have to be 100 hours or 200 hours, I think I did it a bit late. I could have done it earlier. Really like it. It's absolutely beautiful. I ended up doing a little triangle as well.
Yeah, I've seen the video. You've made a video about that, right?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
And it was a shame because it was a little bit overdeveloping and a little bit starting to rain, so I was scared from strong winds and wrong conditions. But I'd really like to go back and do the bigger tour. But yeah, it's a lot of fun flying in bigger mountains. For me, it's scary.
Yeah,
but it's.
That's
fun
what I was about to ask. Do you see a big difference between the Alps and the Portugal when you're in the air?
Huge. Yeah, here, like I guess you guys are scared of strong wind.
Yeah.
And we're scared of no wind and strong thermals.
That's funny.
It's the opposite. It's whatever you don't know, right?
Sure. And so yeah, you're doing ground handling retreats. That's right.
Yeah. So. As you know, making a living out of YouTube is super hard. So one thing we found that a lot of people kept asking was, well, you have some great beaches there and you obviously have some experience in doing ground handling from all of the videos and stuff we've done. Why don't you host people? Or they're saying, why don't you become an instructor? And we weren't really comfortable with being an instructor. One, because there isn't that qualification for ground handling. And two, because we wanted... How should I put it? I'm always a bit suspicious in paragliding of people that say they are masters at anything. Because you'll usually find that the people that are very good at something, they will acknowledge their own limitations. So the best pilot in the world, probably, they're not going to go, I'm the best pilot in the world. They're going to probably say, well, I worked hard and kind of got lucky, and I probably won't be the best pilot in the world for very long. But here are some tips if you want to know about some things. But you'll have to try it yourself because this may or may not work for you.
Yeah, sure.
So for us, it's the same thing. There's definitely some things that we've tried and it works with most people. But what we wanted to create was an environment where people could practice on themselves and we can help them a little bit. So it's not like a course and it's not like we're instructors. We're more like facilitating and making it easier for you by giving you the right space and the right time to do it and maybe some tips as well.
Yeah, and the management that goes with it, because it's not only it's not only you on the beach this day who say that you should do that and this, it's everything else. Like you take care of everything.
Knowing the weather, accommodation, where to go, where to eat, and all those things. And last year we've done 3, if I'm not mistaken, and it's been awesome. Because everyone's really nice. I don't know what attracts people to our channel, but everyone seems to be really nice, really friendly and chilled out. And it feels like just a week with friends here. It doesn't feel like work.
That's
so
what you did videos really nice. on your channel, and that's what you can see. Like that's for real. Going on one of your retreats is on my to-do list. In paragliding for multiple reasons. Because the first one is because I'm sure it's something you must do to be a better pilot, a safer pilot. Yeah. The ground handling is just the stone rock,
foundation.
You know of it? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And because you guys look really, really nice, and I'm sure that people who come to your retreat are pretty much the same, like the same mentality because they like your channel, they like what you do. So it's pretty much the same group of people. So
and everyone seems to get along really well. Even the guys that came to the retreat last year, the first ones on the very first retreat, liked it so much and got along so well with each other that they're gonna try to come again this year. Nice. The same people. So and now they're kind of like our close friends because we lived for a week together. So we can't wait to have them back and you can get out of it as much as you want. If you want just a chilled out holiday and practice a little bit, you can have that. And some people want a lot more hardcore, 6 hours every day, which is a lot. And you can get that too, so we're pretty relaxed about it, and I think that's the other good thing about not having it as like really rigid instruction. Do this now, do that now. Is you can do whatever you want. You can get out of it what you put in.
Yeah, there is no straight objective. The only thing is to have fun and meet good people, and that's all. And that's enough.
Yeah.
That's
enough. And have some beers.
Yeah, exactly. Many beers. So if people who don't know you want to know more about you, I'll put everything in the description. You're mostly active on YouTube and Instagram, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
I've I don't know if you've seen some recent videos, but we started playing paraglider simulator.
Yes.
So I've put some of those on YouTube, but I'm also doing that and other games on Twitch. But yeah, mostly YouTube and Instagram.
So yeah, I'll link
YouTube
your
is
Twitch
the
channel.
main videos. YouTube is the main videos, and Instagram is kind of like behind the scenes.
The daily things and yeah. Okay, nice. Well, thank you very much, Andre. It's really
thank you so much
really
for
nice
having
to speak
me.
to you.
This has been really fun. And yes, I want to take the opportunity to say a huge thank you for having me on your videos. Really appreciate it. And I want to extend the invite to come for a weekend or a week and fly, or come to the retreat or anything like that. We'll make it work. And it'd be great to have you here and do videos together and fly together.
Oh yeah, I really hope we will do that. I will for sure come to
it will for
Portugal.
sure happen. It's just a matter of when. We don't know when.
Exactly. Thank you so much, Andre. If you fly tomorrow, I'll just so you know, you won't be my friend, okay?
Okay, I will fly and not tell anyone.
Exactly, because we still have 1 week here in France, and we are not even sure that it's over, but we'll see. And I'll see you soon.
I'll see you very soon. Thank you.
Thank you, man.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.